And given that we've just been given the clarity of Wayne's injury, can you talk about what a loss that he'll be to the team?
Yeah, he'll be a big loss. I think he'd been building his form pretty nicely. He's a player that we can use in a variety of positions as well. So half back, he's played majority at the start of the year. He moved to half forward on the weekend and was looking okay. So yeah, big shoes to fill. But we hopefully got some guys down in the SANFL that are in good enough form to come in.
Is there like he's such a unique player, is there a like-for-like replacement, or are you going to really have to shuffle things around? I know Bryce went to half-back and was pretty good on the weekend.
Yeah.
What do you do about that, and how do you decide on who comes in?
Yeah, I think it depends on how we want to structure up, but if Bryce does stay down back, I think we can see what Brodie Smith and Roy Laird were able to do on the weekend. So it might mean you need to find another forward to replace where Wayne was playing. So I think Jordan Gallucci, Miles Baholke, Tyson Stengel are all been in reasonable form down below in the SANFL. So I think that might be what we look at trying to do. So yeah, possibly one of those guys.
And again, I know, sorry, I'll pass you. You're sort of expecting the month-ish range if you're lucky.
Yeah. So with a high-grade AC joint sprain, a month is probably being conservative. I think they're going to take a week to have a look at it and let it settle down. It's improved pretty nicely over the last 24 hours. So. Yeah, probably conservative a month, but if he does require surgery, which they'll find out probably after this week, then it could be longer. So we're hopeful it'll be a month.
How much do you rely on him, Paddy? I mean, he's run and carry. He's generated so much attack from defence for you guys. You rely on him a fair bit.
Yeah, we do. We love what he brings to the team, no doubt. But not only his run, he can actually mark the ball as an intercept player, and you've seen some of his hardness that he shows around the contest. So luxury to be able to use him in different spots. So yeah, we'll miss him, but you've got to find another who can come in and play that role.
Can I just ask about the skipper as well? I mean, it looked like his leading pattern sort of changed in that second half, where he sort of presented further up to the ball. Was that a result of better ball use or a tactical change?
Mixture, to be honest. I think credit to Taylor, he's been doing a lot of work over the last couple of weeks on his ability to get separation from his opponents and work hard on that, whether that be leading patterns or use of his body. So we saw a little bit of that come to the fore in the third quarter especially, and I think, as you saw a couple of times, a few of the kicks were pretty nice as well, so that always helps. But a mixture of both, but credit to him for doing the work and getting himself in a space where he's comfortable to do that.
So why do you think we haven't seen more of that from your forwards, of just presenting up the ground? I know there was issues with ball movement going sideways. Why was that aggressive sort of tactic that we used earlier? Yeah,
I think a little bit it was how we were moving the footy. We were going a little bit sideways, so when you think you're out and about to lead, the ball goes the other way. So if you would have noticed on the weekend, we had a little bit more speed and bounce off a turnover, and the ball was coming forward a lot quicker. So it enables your forwards to get off their opponents and use their strength. So it certainly worked on the weekend. But the challenge is going forward, doing that against all opposition.
You didn't mention Darcy, probably his name before, Ben. Where's he at? And have you, I know he's been playing in defence, have you sort of given up hope that you'll have him in that forward mix, or is it still realistic?
No, it's realistic, absolutely. I think part of the reasons for Darcy to go back, one, to learn about defence, and with Tom Duday going out, obviously we needed a guy who can come in and intercept the ball and be a good user off of half back. But also it does teach you forward craft as well, and how to lead and when to lead, etc. So two-sided to him moving back. But no, certainly haven't lost the opportunity for him to come and play forward. He's a big, strong body. He leads at the footy, as we just mentioned. So wherever he fits in best is where he'll end up playing.
You've looked at what happened on the weekend. You satisfied everything's heading in the right direction? There'll obviously be some little tweaks that you'll make from time to time, but things are a lot better generally?
Saw some positive signs, no doubt about that. And like I mentioned about Taylor, but credit to the players, they've actually knuckled down the last few weeks and realised there were things that we needed to do a little bit better and differently. And after a poor performance against North Melbourne, they certainly responded by the way they attacked their training during the week. So positive signs, but we haven't quite even the ledger yet. We're only 2 and 3. So if we keep going down that path, though, we saw some really strong contested work, which resulted in opportunities to attack the game. So boring, but that's where it starts for us, and hopefully we can continue the signs we saw.
Did that tell you much about where you're at, do you think? I mean, you would have ideally liked to do it against Hawthorn or Geelong, with respect to Gold Coast, a young team that probably ran out of puff. Did it tell you a great deal about where you're at?
I think proves to us that our best footy is good enough. And as you've seen, I mean, Gold Coast young, but they had won 3 games, and their contest work has been really strong. So it proves that our best is good enough. Our challenge is being able to repeat it and continually repeat it. The best sides do it, you know, for 22 weeks. So we've got to be able to do that. Maybe we've rediscovered a little bit of it on the weekend. But yeah, certainly that's the challenge going forward, is press the repeat button and go again.
St Kilda, you must have had some sort of look at them, and they're a surprise. But what have they done that you need to counter?
They were very impressive on the weekend against Melbourne. Their pressure is probably up there in the top 4. I think their ability with their smalls and their ability to get at the opposition is very good. And they've got some exciting speed in their team as well, and they use the ball pretty strongly. So look, they're a good side. They're structuring up a little bit better in defence. It looks like they're playing a bit more proactive to the game. So it'll provide some challenges for us. Probably things that we've seen already against Geelong and Hawthorn, the way they're trying to defend. So we've seen it a couple of times now. Can we do a little bit better against it?
So given those things that you just mentioned, other things you struggled with in rounds 1 and 3, why do you think, or how do you get around that against St Kilda?
Yeah, a lot of it was our connection inside 50, so that's going to need to be similar to it was on the weekend. So our ability to lower our eyes when the opportunity presents, but also I think on the weekend you may have seen us hit the deeper ball a bit more and get a contest on that ball and let Eddie Betts and Lockie Murphy go to work. So it'll be trying to find that balance, and also we managed to hit our kicks a little bit better coming through through centre half forward, which gave us better looks inside 50. So it's a challenge, but that's hopefully we can win enough and get it forward enough.
Do you think Josh did enough to demand a spot back in the team this week, Ben?
Josh ticks some boxes that we were after him to do. It was a tough day down there for forwards. I think he had some good moments. He was involved in 8 scores, hit up at the ball pretty strongly and gave a few off in that first quarter. He's just got to continue to work at it. So match committee will make that decision later in the week, but tick some boxes, and that's just that consistency level which we've been talking to him about in the contest, and getting to more contests will be a thing for him moving forward.
Just to give us an excuse to show the vision again, can you talk us through the reaction in the coach's box when Eddie kicked goal there? Yeah,
well, if I listened to the commentary as well, there was a fair bit of screaming from Brad Johnson. I noticed that, and there was pretty much the same and a few claps going on in the coach's box. He's a marvel of a player, and you could just smell that something like that was going to happen, and it's one of the best goals I've seen, definitely this year, but if not ever. So, look, he's a star, but as we've all spoken about, a genuine bloke off the footy field, so couldn't be more happy for him.